Hello everyone and welcome back to the Duelist Leveling Guide. Someone asked if we can go over the links quick, and we can. Let's have a look at what we got. Okay, our main 3 link is Blade Storm, Melee Fizz Damage, and Chance to Bleed. The reason we go for these 2 support gems is it increases our bleed damage and our melee damage, which we're doing with Blade Storm, and also this one gives us flat physical damage as we level, but also a chance to bleed. In no particular order, we got Corrupting Fever, Blood and Sand, Dread Banner. These are our auras. Our movement links are Leap Slam, faster attacks, that means we leap slam faster, and Life Tap means we use our life instead of mana so we don't run out. In our boots, we got Molten Shell and Enduring Cry. These do not need to be linked. And then in this axe I managed to pick up, I got Ancestral Protector linked to Maim. They should be linked if you can fit them in. And I've got Determination and Blood Rage. I actually re-rolled this character because I started doing a cut-down version of this and then decided to do a full one based on your feedback. Once we get into Act 4, we go to the Dried Lake. And in here, you want to go down the left-hand side. And when we get towards the bottom... Oh, there we go. We'll take that. Let's just make sure I'm in the right stance. I'm not in the right stance. Why is it there? Okay, fixed.
I can't do this just yet.
So we should be doing quite a bit of damage with these, especially when we get our totem out. And you can see nothing can harm me at the moment. There we go, it's down. Okay. I'm just going to check over here to make sure that base isn't over here. Well, basically, we're looking for a base with an area, with a book in it. And there'll be a big boss in the middle. It's not here, so let's go downwards. It's either on the left-hand side or it's right at the bottom of the arena normally. Nothing in here we really need to kill. Although this area does give decent XP if you're a bit short. I'm getting lots of links, but none of them reds. There we go, book. Okay. Now he leaps around a bit, and he also does a big slam, so we need to be careful for that. I thought he was going to slam then. He's going to charge. There, slam. Get out of the way, and back in. I didn't quite get out. Make sure we got the bleed thing up, and eventually he will die. There we go, he's down. Pick up Deshret's banner and grab the crafting book, and then we will log. Back in town now, we're going to go straight up here, and we're going to open up. Got a skill point? Let's put this on somewhere. Now, I just have enough dexterity to run my build as it is right now. If you're short on dexterity, you can pick this up temporarily. I don't need it, but that is an option. Now, we got a choice here. We can either go for Chance to Bleed, because our Chance to Bleed on this character is, if we select Blade Storm, Chance to Bleed is 35%. If we get that, it'll go up. But we do get 50% from our Ascendancy, I think. I'm going to pick that up for now. We will have to roll it off in a little while, but we do have 2 refund points to actually do that, so let's go for it. And then in here, we're just going to run through. Grab that. Delve Juice. And in here, we're just trying to find the exit and this skill book. We don't need to kill anything. Unless it's blue. Now, some of these little men, if you leave them long enough, they'll start digging into the wall and release some Chaos Demons. So you want to try and avoid that, because Chaos damage this early is not pleasant. Okay, in the mines level 2, we are going to search for Deshret and the exit. Let's get that on. I shouldn't be killing this stuff. What am I doing? I just said don't kill anything unless it's blue. I can't get the chest. What the hell? Right, I'm going to kill this stuff. I need the chest. I don't know why, because there'll be nothing in it. There, nothing in it. Okay, now one thing you can do with this skill is you can actually use it and still jump fairly quickly, and sometimes it will kill the enemy. It's not going to kill a boss or anything, but like there, we drop it in, and it might actually kill some people. A couple dropped. Now, Deshret is near a mini-boss. There she is. Right, we're going to grab that, and straight away we're going to get out, because that mini-boss, especially with that green thing in him, is incredibly nasty. Now, those green things fly around, and if they get near a boss, they'll get into him, and they make him twice as damaging and twice as hard to kill. You can get them in end-of-map bosses, and it's really unpleasant. Sometimes it's actually better if you get one and your character's not very strong to actually reset the area. And to do that, you hold down control while you're clicking. You can actually click a new instance, and it will take you into a brand new instance of that area, completely resetting it. Okay, in here, we are just going to find the waypoint. And then, after that, we're going to grab a skill book for freeing Deshret. And we're going to go and run the Labyrinth to get our first ascendancy. Not there. I might have gone completely the wrong way. Where are you? So there is a waypoint in this area, and just near the waypoint there is a skill point. Not skill point. Crafting bench recipe thing. Blues. He's going to release that chaos monster. Ooh, what's that? Boots. That actually might be really powerful this early. I'm doing really well for uniques this run. I've got a unique amulet, which isn't optimal for this, but it was optimal for the previous skill. And I can't drop it now because I'm relying on the dexterity. Okay, there is the crafting recipe, and there is the waypoint. Straight back to town. And when we're there, we're going to go up and talk to Tasuni. Grab the skill book, and let's see what it does. Strength, dexterity, rain of arrows when you attack with a bow. We haven't got a bow. Fire damage to attacks, increase movement speed, 40%. Movement speed when on low life. I don't want to drop that. Actually, it doesn't matter, does it? Have I got another red slot anywhere? No. Oh, yeah, there. So, Dread Banner, Enduring Cry. Let's put those boots on.
The corruption will pass.
Okay, so, Labyrinth. Before we can run the Labyrinth, we have to get the last Trial of Ascendancy, and that is in Act 2. So we're going to go back to the crossroads, head straight downwards. Once we get into the Felshrine Ruins, we just follow the path all the way to the crypt. And this is a really low-level area. It is... not that one. What button is it? Tab. 16. We are 33. So killing anything in here will give us absolutely... well, practically no XP. I've gone off the path. What am I doing? Now, do remember that because we're using life tap on our movement skill, our health will suffer eventually. So we will have to hit a life flask every so often. Now, we do have the blue, so we'll just get some life back. And into the crypt. In the crypt, we're going to grab the waypoint, and then we're going to look for the Trial of Ascendancy. I bet I said waypoint again, didn't I? We will see when I edit. I don't know what it is with confusing those two things. And we're looking for that book thing. There we go. And in here. Okay, it's... hit that. Through. Jump through. Jump through. Whoa. And through. The door's not locked. Wow, he died. And now we get all 6. So now what we do, we will log, go to the waypoint, and then we go straight to Act 3. Go to this thing on the hill and open it. Grab the waypoint. And then up here. We're going to go normal lab. I'm just going to check to see if there is a... yeah, there isn't here. Ugh, that hurt. What the hell are they doing to me? Oh, it's done that thing again. That thing. There we go.
I can't do this just yet.
Because we move the skill. Now a note on fire damage. fire damage is not going to do much for us bleeding, because only physical damage.
Dark influences reside in dark.
Because only physical damage affects bleed. Because bleed is physical damage over time. And then now I know roughly where I'm going in here, so straight through to the exit, which should be up here somewhere. There we go. Aspirant's Trial. Grab the crafting recipe.
Close to the end of the path,
and then this boss.
Strength to one's enemies.
Now we have to take him down to 75% of life. And he hits pretty hard. But we have quite a lot of armor, so just keep circling around him, so when he hits, normally after he does that thing on the floor, he'll leap or he'll do that swipe. Those big circles on the ground will do damage to you. And basically, we're just going to... Actually, I should put my bleed skill on. There you go. Phased him. In here, I'm guessing the exit's going to be top right, but we will see. What was actually on that labyrinth thing? No clue. If I even picked it up. I don't want to go in there. And like the other areas, you can jump through the doors. Okay, there is an exit. And if we look at the map, we don't want that one really. So I'm guessing the actual exit we want is top left. If we can ever find it. Traps, lots of them. Oh, I hate this one. Ugh. That switch. That will open this door. Use your life flask if you get hit. And remember that our enduring cry will also charge us back up. Let me in, please. And out we go. There's the exit. The Aspirant's Trial is where the boss lives. Now I think we've got to get him down to a third. Now he can do slams instead. I would suggest you watch the video. I'll put a link in the description for this, how to run this. But I'm not too fussed on doing this perfectly. Now these things over here, if you do care, you can actually knock them down and make them start again, but I really don't care. He's not going to do too much to us. There, he's gone. I don't think I actually need mana anymore, but I have got 2 mana flasks. Okay. I've screwed this up, I think. Grab that. This floor is fire. Now I did actually fix my fire resist, I think. That opens this. Leave, please. And remember, you can leech, so hitting these monsters will leech some life back to you. Then through these traps, through there, and out here. And somewhere top right, there should be an exit. Those traps are really nasty. And we'll kill these blues. Grab that for the chromatic orb. And there we go. Not the trial. Is that the right one? Yes, it'll do. And then out here. We'll just see if this looks like a... what are they called? Dark Shrine. It doesn't. But there could be one. Actually, that's one, I think. So in we go. These Dark Shrines give you bonuses. So if we grab that, there we go. We picked up Replenishing Shrine, and it's actually permanent for the rest of the lab if it comes out of one of those. Another one is Disable Traps. So what does this actually give us? If we hover over, it says we're regenerating life and mana. So we're a lot more tanky now. And we definitely don't need mana flasks. Then another exit. This is probably it. And it is.
An aspirant can afford to be
Okay.
I can't do this just yet.
We're going to apply the skill point before it pops out of the ground. And I am going to go damage over time multiply 15% and attack damage against bleeding enemies. So now if we make him bleed, we'll deal more damage with the bleed, but we'll also do 40% more attack damage with our hit because he's bleeding. We do want to dodge this because in the last phase he can crit really hard. Just got out of there in time, I think, and get off that cold ground, and just completely accidentally dodged his attack. Make sure we got all our... There we go, he's down. Pick up the keys.
inescapable.
Anything else we might want. And then we go out. Now, before we do anything else in here, go and touch this. And then we're going to ascend. We're going to stop being a duelist and become a gladiator.
Raise your hand to the roaring cry.
And we are going to pick
Pledge your allegiance to
that,
glory.
and then blood in the eyes. Attacks have 50% chance to cause bleeding. Attacks maim on hit against bleeding enemies, and 25% chance to blind with hits against bleeding enemies. Enemies maimed by you take 10% increased physical damage. Now that does mean that we no longer require, if you've got it linked, maim support on our totem. Grab this, and it gives us the option to put Word of Blades, and we're going to do that on our gloves. This is the other amount of luck I got. All white sockets this early is just insane. So very lucky run. And check the treasure. Yeah. And check the treasure chests. We're going to sell some stuff. And we're also going to check for a 4-link red. 4-link red. That works really well. Corrupting Fever can now go in with Ancestral Protector. Blade Storm, Melee Fizz, Chance to Bleed, Blood and Sand, Dread Banner, and Enduring Cry. Just be careful with these. Don't link them to any support gems. If you link them to a support gem, they'll cost extra mana, and that'll be bad. Our 4th red gem is actually at the end of Act 4, so let us see if there's anything at all we can use from Act 2. For now, we're going to grab Rage Support because it gives us flat physical damage and also speeds up our attacks. Always go back to the town before we go to the destination, otherwise things go weird. Always go through Dureso's Dream first because it's the easiest of the 2 areas, and we want to get a level if we can before we reach these are little bosses. We are going to kick them because they can drop nice stuff. He's next, and he should be down as well. They drop nothing. Now in here you'll keep hitting these areas where the doors close behind you, and you're trapped in here until you kill all the minions. Now there is a way of sort of not getting the doors to close, but you've got to be really careful. I've never managed to do it. But some of the racers are able to get through here without triggering those doors. So those 2 stone rings, or 2 stone rings, give you 2 different resistances. What does that actually give us? Fizz damage, fire and lightning resist. We'll lose cold resist. What are our resists? 68, 76. Actually, that's 107 cold, so we can afford to drop the cold. And that's better. Let's go for that. We lost some dexterity, but I can cope with it because I got those ridiculous boots. Now, the other thing we want to be checking on is our chance to hit. It's currently about 87% against evasive mobs, but 95% against others. So we can live with that. If that drops too much below 90 on the non-evasive, we're going to have to grab some temporary stuff to deal with it. Okay, this is the boss. Well, one of the bosses. The easier of the 2. And he is down. You've got to clear the area to get this. Exits are open. There we go. Into the Grand Arena. We're going to go straight up and then take Grab the waypoint, grab the crafting recipe, keep going, and straight out. In this next area, I know the green's in here. Just run to the exit and out. And we're going to do the same again. In this area, so somewhere. Now the exit. We can drop a bleed if you really want. We didn't kill anything before we got out. And then in here there'll be 3 mini-bosses. We're just going to drop those on the floor, so hopefully we do some damage. He slammed me then. That wasn't me dying, it was them. Okay, grab the Sacred Life Flask. Can we use it yet? No. Let's just check if there's anything in here. Nothing. And then we're just going to run through. Out to the main arena. Okay, this is the big boss. Drop our totems. Get some Blade Storms around him. And try and stay behind him. He's hitting us with a cold sweep there. When that happens, get out of the circle. Because it explodes inwards and it hurts. Now, when we phase him, he'll drop to the ground and more blades will spawn. So we want to stay out of those spinning blades because they will do damage. Ow. You think he froze me there? Now, we blinded him there, that little star above his head. Now, what blinding does is it reduces their accuracy rating, so they've got less chance of hitting us. Let's get a load of bleed on him. Now, you'll see above our mana bar. That's not very polite. Above our mana bar, you'll see this red bar. What that means is we've got rage stacks and we're full. Get out of there, and he's down. Grab the Eye of Desire and log. Let's use it. Armor, strength. It's not terrible, it's not great. Skill points. We want that. Now, when we get the next one, I'm going to roll these 2 off because we should be way over now on chance to bleed. Chance to bleed from Blade Storm is 115%. I think, actually, I can only lose one of those. I need to keep the other for now. Back to the Crystal Veins, and we're going to talk to Lady Diala. That will just take the item we picked up from the last boss.
I once heard a card mention the Island of the Dead.
Now, this area is really high on fire damage. Now, I happen to know that my fire resist is really high. If your fire resist isn't high, then I would suggest either use the crafting bench in your hideout, which will add a resist, which I think I already did when I got here, shortly after I stopped filming. So if you look at my gear, on the belt, fire resist, because I knew I was going to fight this guy. Now, we do that whenever our resist drop below 75%. I think I've mentioned before that really the whole game is balanced around you having 75% resist. Another is uniques are dropping all over the place. I think this character's just lucky.
I can't do this just yet.
One of my friends had a suggestion that when you roll a character, it gets like a magic luck attribute. Because they have had cases where they've had terrible luck. They've rolled a new character and that character's just dropped loads. And it's possible that that's the thing. We just don't know. But yes, dropped a lot of decent stuff on this. Now, what I'm going to try and do from now on is stop re-rolling the character. I keep sort of changing my mind on how this video is going to go. But I've decided I'm going to complete this series. I'm going to do more than one a week if I can. Just to get it out there because we're running towards the end of the league. Now, if anyone wants to start this in a new league, it is league startable. Well, we know that because I'm running it with no gear. Now, these things are annoying. Because they fire those mortars at you. I think that's everything dead. Now, in here, we're just looking for the path. Grab that temporarily. Gloves, 3 reds and a blue. Actually, what base are they? Yeah, they're armor, so the chance of getting 4 reds is pretty high on that, actually. Waypoint. Okay, the next exit from here will be the boss. When we get there. Okay, that we just got allows us to make 4 links. You'll need orbs of fusings, and you can use your crafting bench to force a 4 link rather than trying to spam it to get it. Just activate that. Dropping fire on us, but he can't really hurt us right now. I don't know why I'm killing this. Oh yes, I do. And we're just going to run to the exit. Blue, so we should kill them really. Let's get those out. And they're down. Yep, he died to our bleed. Let's level up Blade Storm. Now I think Blade Storm actually gives us physical damage as it levels. If not, it gives us damage effectiveness. And we can talk about damage effectiveness actually. So when you're leveling your skill, if we just take a look at the skill, Blade Storm has a damage effectiveness attack, has a damage 109.7% at base. As we level that, we'll go up. What that means is if we do 100 damage, we're going to do 109 damage. So it's like a damage multiplier. Now that can be less than your actual total damage. Now the other thing that affects is if you get a gem that adds fire damage to your skill or cold damage, it will multiply that as well. So if that says you get 50 damage from it, you'll actually get a bit more than that. 55 or something. This is the boss. He will try and slam us. He's doing a lot of damage considering we got full fire resist. There we go. We want to avoid him hitting the ground. And we want to kill his ads. And at the same time, try and dodge the fire coming in from the side. Now those weird balls that aren't like those will die to our skill. Grab the thingy and log. Back to the crystal veins. Talk to Lady Dahlia again, and she will drill a hole in the wall. Skill point. Okay, we are going to put this one on. Click refund, and we're going to take one of these off. And we should now be at exactly 100% chance to bleed, which we are. And then I'm going to go there. We're going to come down here and get this life. If anyone wanted to catch up on the skill tree, we basically come out here. Round here, grab those. Come up here, grab those. Grab 40% increased damage with rares. Come down here, grab these. Get the 20% increased armor per second. You've been stationary. And then 50 to maximum life there. Get that, and that's the point where we put walk right on our left mouse button. And then we come through here, grab these. Come through here. Now, I'm not going to get anything from there yet, but I will be getting the +3 to damage over time multiplier for bleeding per endurance charge, because we will be using endurance charges eventually. Now what we're going to do is go straight into the belly of the beast. And we got to fight Piety again. Yes, she's a bad penny that keeps coming back. No matter how many times you kill her, she's back. Now the reason I love bleed is because you can do this. Drop a couple of things down and just leave. And you'll see them dropping dead from the bleed. Now that's even more effective because we got corrupted blood as well. And as I mentioned, corrupted blood will stay up as long as we're jumping around. Because as long as you use a skill that consumes life, we're good to go. Now we could have put life tap actually on our main skill so it stays up all the time, but we got Manus, so we might as well use it. And I can't switch everything to that because we don't have enough gem sockets. Should die. Just drop a couple. And you can see them just falling behind us as our XP goes up. Now once you get so far away from an area, it will go to sleep and everything will pause. So just, if you get too far away from your bleeding enemies, they won't actually die. And we are just looking for the exit into the next area. We will find it. Now remember, if you're using the sand version, it does nowhere near as much bleed damage. It will be late game enough to kill trash. Early game though, it's not going to kill blues. They're dying anyway. Quite a few blues in here. And do remember to hit Corrupting Fever for the Corrupting Blood. Okay. There we go, exit. This is where we fight Piety.
Oh, Duelist. You're so cute when you're bewildered.
Yeah, I just wonder why you don't stay dead. It's bizarre. Now, she's going to do some attacks on us. It's not going to do much because we got a lot of armor, but stay out of those balls, and eventually she'll do this beam. Stay out of it. It hurts like hell, and it will kill us. So we're just going to go around her, dropping our blade storms, trying to stay ahead of the beam. Now, if you're too far away, she will fire other things at us. Because we're close, she's hitting us with her attacks, and she can't do much with that because of her armor. That beam is coming back out. Let's just get everything up. And there she goes, she's down. And we have a helmet.
Knew I could rely on you.
See what I mean by lucky? You need to talk to her to open that door. There we go. And I was sat on my foot and I got pins and needles. Okay, crafting recipe. Here we go. Now, we can roll one of these off now if we want to. Health is probably better than flat strength right now. Now, the reason we're going down there is not just because I want that health. I also want the nodes that do damage over time. That also gives us a chance to poison. And there's a mastery that gives us more bleed damage against poisoned enemies. Okay, so this is a fixed area. The map is always the same, but where the bosses are is different. However, all the bosses will be in the same area. They might be just being swapped different arenas. Ugh! That nearly killed me. I am going to use that for now. I don't need to kill him. I just wanted to because he almost killed me. Oh, that's why. God damn it. Red and green gloves. Okay, this boss, the different areas on the ground slow you. You'll know when you're in the purple one because that's temporal chains and we are slowed to hell. I don't particularly care for the other ones, it's just that purple one I really dislike. Now you actually see what is on you there. Vulnerability is not actually great for us because it means we'll take more physical damage. And then log. And then we're going to straight back in. Actually, though, I think that helmet... Essence. Accuracy. Accuracy increases our chance to hit enemies. So if we look here, our chance is now 91 and 99. Straight back into the harvest. The reason we log out is it's much quicker than walking all the way back. Well, it is if you don't stop to increase improve your gear. And in here, Malachai. He's chaos damage. It's done it again. What the hell? Oh, it's because we took the helmet out. Chaos damage is not good. Enduring Cry saved us then. And actually, we've got 3 endurance charges, so we could actually get that plus 3 damage over time for that, because we are getting them. In fact, I think that's next. No, next is the life, then we'll get it.
An artist's work is always worth more when he's dead.
I'm going to backtrack here. And then up here. And there we go. Chevron, Lightning Lady. She kills me more than any of the others of these bosses.
Beauty shall prevail.
So the idea is to dodge her lightning by circling around her. Now that's not so bad. It's when she's firing the balls that it's a problem. You can see her life is plummeting. And there you go. She's down. Always grab that waypoint first, though, so when you log, you can come back. Okay, this is the end of Act 4 boss.
Now, Exile.
Now, he's protected by that shield, but she takes it off him. We want to stay out of his tentacles, and I want to be in blood stance. Now, he's invincible, And she's corrupted, so we need to kill her. Or take her down to 50% health in this case. Shield drop.
Now, Exile!
And then she will take his shield off again. Now those blood things are explode, I think, so be careful. She's down. Okay, he will now port to her. Just stay out of her way. Get away from her. There you go, she's down. Now what you do is walk over this sphincter thing towards her, and it'll open. Now these things around the arena are going to become... There you go, he's phased. He's got his shield, and these organs they're supposed to be. They look a bit like trees. Basically giving that shield, and you've got to destroy them. And the longer you take, the more health he regens between phases. Where's he gone? Now these things will explode if you walk over them. You can actually detonate them with your totems.
You are being selfish.
I don't think so.
Accept the gift of immortality.
Come on. You'll notice that's the one to get because it sort of quivers. I was too close when I detonated that. Whenever he does the tentacles, just get behind him. Now, when he goes into the ground, that wasn't going to the ground, that was a teleport. Okay. Now we want to kill this fast because there's a circle appeared and it's doing damage over time.
Are you so in love with death?
And also, the quicker we kill it, the less health points he'll get back. And you can see he's absolutely falling because we're now doing a lot of bleed damage to him.
You are being selfish.
Ooh, unique again. What the hell? If you're being this lucky, let me know. I do not want minus 40 cold resist. Now, we don't actually want any of these skills. So just grab anything you want. Maybe for another character. Talk to Oyon. And we're going to get a stone golem.
Our hopes are with
We're now going to backtrack here.
There'll be time
And
for
if we
that
have an
soon.
alchemy, I don't actually know if I do. Talk to this one. And we are going to pick up brutality. Can't use it till we're 38. We're going to talk to this guy just so he stops whinging. Because it clears the quest marker. And then we go up. And we're now heading through the last area to Act 5. This is the Ascent. It's a cold place. Another 4 link. I've decided that this look thing is real. This character is going to do good things. Decided. Now this area is kind of static. And I think it's this way. Yeah, bridge. Over the bridge. We're just going to lay some stuff down. There is a lot of monsters in this area that can cause us a lot of trouble. Because they do a lot of damage for some reason. It's especially the long-armed guys. Shouldn't really be killing this, but... Now, explode on death, so get out of the way. I thought that was an axe then, it's not. And we want that. Up here, and near this little tent, there is a crafting recipe. And then we're going to come up here. And... there we go. Pull the lever. Teleport into the slave pen in styles, and then in here the general rule is head downwards and then right. So whenever we get to a bit that goes down, we're going to go down. We don't want that then. Another 4 link, and we keep going down until we run out of downwards, and then we're going to go across. Can't go down there. Can't go through there. So the only time we go up is when we can't go either down... I'm stuck. So in here, we can go down again. He's not going to cause us many problems. He's down. Ladder's full. We are in Act 5. We're going to talk to this lady and we're going to get our weakest resistances. which
Rising
are
out of the darkness to claim the souls of our
Cold and
enemies,
Lightning.
like Hinekora in the stories, and thank you.
Physical damage, fire damage, maximum life. Actually, that's probably pretty good. But we get extra lightning on there. Just check resist. 55, 71, 62. 67, 56, 59. We'll go for that for now. We can now use Brutality. So we're going to drop Rage. Let's just apply our last skill point, which will be Golem's Blood for 10% increased maximum life and regenerate 1.6% of life per second. And Brutality itself just gives us a ton of melee physical damage. Now, it does stop us doing any elemental damage or any chaos damage. So this boots, the boots give us 12 to 24 fire damage. That fire damage will no longer be applied by Bladestorm. It will apply to anything else, just not Bladestorm. And that's it. I hope you found it useful. If you have, then leave a comment and let me know. And with that, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time.